little bit of fun behind the scenes. By fun, I mean the less said about, the better. But that's okay, because we are underway. The action begins, and it begins now. We have Ddraig versus Jaychalke. Playing in English. Ooh, a little bit of variety here, he said ironically. But anyone who watched the last run, this is going to be pretty much more of that zero mission fun you know and love. Right from the get-go, they're going to be getting themselves that morph ball and then heading on their way to get missiles. Once again, this first time in Brinstar is more challenging than you'd expect. It is a very vertical area, requiring a whole lot of really clean jumping, and because Samus's jump is so much heavier, so much faster in this game compared to your other 2D Metroids, precise vertical movement takes a lot of practice to get good at. Using that combination of not over jumping, making sure your wall jumps are on point. Here we go, the first climb. Ddraig heading up. Not quite beating the Ripper. That Ripper is always in the same spot. If you climb fast enough, you can just get right on past it. But getting those clean wall jumps to get up past that little platform on the side there. Alright, Ddraig first to make the descent. Jaychalke shooting out some of those blocks. Because Samus does not have the long beam, she can't actually shoot all of them from one side, so we try to shoot out at least one on the left. And with that, missiles. Missiles are our best friend in this game. The beam is not quite as good as it was in Fusion, so most of our damage will come from these explosives. Now it's time for the worm, though. Ddraig trying to get double missile there, get 2 missiles into the eye in one cycle. Not quite getting it, though. Thankfully, it is only a 3-missile fight. Oh, no! Oh, this is bad news for Ddraig. The worm is going to get away from him. He's going to have to fight it in the other room. Oh, wait, no! Oh, no! Oh, this is really bad news for Ddraig here. He's going to have to fight it after the hive room now. Meanwhile, Jaychalke getting spikes as well. Spikes are the pattern you do not want to see. They just take forever. But as long as he can finish it right here... Oh, Jaychalke also not finishing off the worm. Both of them going to have to fight it after hive room. Thankfully, they did leave with a good missile count here. Ddraig heading into hive room with 4 missiles. That's exactly what you want to see. Jaychalke getting that needed missile and a little bit of energy. But here we go. Ddraig first into the hive room. There are 3 hives, 3 missiles, 2 shots. Oh, getting that one real quick. Now he just has to get the bugs away from the other 2 hives so that he can shoot them without having them block his missiles. There we go. Jaychalke also with the 4 missiles looking real good. Oh! Ddraig unfortunately getting knocked down. The bugs are not being as cooperative as he would like. Just kind of kiting them around, but still not easy. He can finish it here. Playing it smart, getting hit by the bugs and not by the hive. Alright, Jaychalke gets that first one. He's got so many missiles. So many missiles. While Ddraig faces against Charge Worm Part 2. Playing it safe here. Not worrying about the double, just getting the 3 missiles, calling it a day. So long. I'm not sure where Jaychalke is going. Oh! Oh god, his health. Looks like Jaychalke might have taken a bit of an unfortunate hit from the hive. The hive itself does do a fair bit of damage. I want to say 30 damage on contact. So looks like he's going to be trying to head back down to the statue at the bottom of this vertical shaft, get the refill. But he's got to be careful. There's a lot of enemies along the way, and at 5 health, anything will kill him. Alright, he's good. He's in the clear. Get himself that refill so he can re-tackle the hive room now with extra missiles. Unfortunately, all the hives will have respawned. Unless you kill them all, they do come back. But Ddraig now has bombs, giving himself some block-busting ability and a little bit of extra mobility in Morph Ball form. Alright, Jaychalke redoing his climb here, making it up to that little gap. Nicely done. Now Ddraig has to face off against one of the meanest early game bosses. I am, of course, talking about the bugs. They come down when they want to come down, and the door will not open until they're all dead. A little bit rough there, but he does manage to finish that fight. And heading back down, which means Ddraig will be doing late Brinstar cleanup, not opting for the early. I am not actually expecting Jaychalke to go for early Brinstar cleanup either. It does require a whole lot of real fancy bomb jumping, and it is very difficult. Alright, Jaychalke trying to kill the Hive from a distance, but he doesn't have the distance without the long beam. I'm wondering if Jaychalke has not learned how to do the Hive Room quick strat. Oh! He got the 3 missiles. 2 shots should finish off that Hive. He just has to get back over there. Bug's trying to give him a hard time. Oh! Come on, Jaychalke, you got this. Just gotta get over there. There we go. And he's through. Now he's got to face off against the worm himself. Thankfully, this missile tank right here giving him 5, so he doesn't have to go in completely unarmed. Ooh. Gotta be careful, though. Oh, gosh. He cannot afford to be tinking any missiles. If he has to fight the acid worm. If he has to fight this worm a 3rd time, he's going to go all the way back down to where he got the first missiles, and that's going to be a real sizable time loss. 1 more, and he's got this. Just has to... And he's got it. Get out of here. Cough up that delicious charge beam and get out of our way. Jaychalke now has nothing standing between him and those bombs. Meanwhile, Ddraig making his way down toward Kraid. Interestingly, opting not to take the refill at bombs. Generally, that is a very, very common choice in races because you need a lot of missiles in Kraid, and heading on down there with this few is a little bit sketchy. He's going to probably have to stop and farm off the bugs before Acid Worm, which is, with missile count this low, slower than just taking the refill. Unless there's something else he's about to do that I'm not familiar with. Let's be honest, Zero Mission is a game full of a variety of different strats, and I come into every race preparing to be surprised. And even with that, even being ready for it, I'm still surprised. That's saying something. Oh no, Ddraig taking a tumble there. But getting those missiles, Jaychalke getting those bombs, taking the refill. I like it. Whoops, moving a little bit too soon. There we go, getting those missiles. All right, now Ddraig is on his way to fight the Acid Worm, which also will let him activate the magnetic rail system in Kraid. Along the way, he's going to be grabbing himself a couple of power-ups, but he's also going to have to handle diagonal bomb jumps. Because we don't have power grip, which the game intends us to have, we need to just get Samus and Ballform into elevated gaps, and that's where the bombs come in. Ooh. So Ddraig opting for the single infinite bomb jump as opposed to the double. That's going to make this diagonal a little bit more interesting, especially since those bugs come back. Okay, he does know the double setup for it. He's just got to make sure to do it without the bug. And he gets it 2nd try. Real nice. That is the more challenging of the two because that bug does have a bad habit of flying out at the worst possible time. All right, going for the wall jump there. Thankfully... That's what happened. Since Jaychalke did not destroy that first hive again, all the hives reformed, like I said. If you don't kill them all, they do come back. That's unfortunate for him as far as losing missiles. And oh no, he's going to have to do this room with the bugs flying around. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. But he gets it, and the timing works out pretty well. He actually manages to avoid that block respawning, blocking him in. Now he just has to get out. All right, Jaychalke needs to let that block reform. He doesn't have the height otherwise. While Ddraig facing off against Acid Worm needs to get to hit that block just like that. Jumping in the lava to get more missiles in per second, maximizing the damage, but getting back out is a bit rough. The wall jump is kind of tight, but it looks good. 3 missiles left. He's got to finish him off. Finishes off with 0 missiles left. Unfortunately, only getting 2 drops. 4 missiles here is a little bit fewer than he would like to have. You'd want to ideally have 10 coming out of Acid Worm, but he should still be able to make do. He does have Charge Beam. Charge Beam does give you an extra measure of safety. Ooh, interesting choice to opt to use a missile there. A pseudo screw attack would have probably gotten the job done. I can't remember if those enemies will die to pseudo screw or not. Alright. Jaychalke, though, on his way to Kraid as well. I expect he's going to take a refill on the way. 48 energy heading into Kraid. Could be a bit dicey. Oh! I fully expect him to take the refill at this Chozo statue right here. Playing it smart. I like it. And also, it gives him the missile count he needs and not need to farm those bugs before Acid Worm. So he should be set on refills until the unknown item in Kraid. Ooh, definitely dodging those platforms in ball form, both of them. Very nice. Talked earlier about the importance of being able to climb quickly. Well, it turns out being able to fall quickly is just as important and the often less appreciated cousin to the quick climbs. Ddraig optimizing his jumps, minimizing the number of times he has to jump. Jumping is slower horizontally than running, so the less you have to do it, the better. Ooh, thankfully he played it smart, dropping those bombs on the far left to make sure he doesn't have to reset the entire room and wait for the 2 blocks. Oh gosh, this diagonal bomb jump just giving him no end of trouble. Thankfully, this is the last required one. Once he's done with this one, he doesn't have to do any more diagonal bomb jumps. Meanwhile, Jaychalke making his way over to the Acid Worm. And Ddraig making it across that gap. All he has to do now is 19 missiles. He should be fine. Generally, the enemies he has to kill, the side hoppers, take 10 missiles, but they will often drop missiles as well. So all he needs is 1 missile drop off of them, and he is fine. Here we go. Perfect. He's in good shape. And Jaychalke showing off a single bomb jump strat to make that diagonal. You don't see those too often, but it worked very well for him. The fun thing about bombs in this game is that the blast radius is so big, the fuse is so short, that well-timed single infinite bomb jumps can still be very close to double in speed. And a lot easier. Time loss is minimal from going from double to single, especially if it gives you consistency. Alright, Jaychalke taking a safety save here before facing off against Acid Worm. If he's having trouble with his wall jumps, this is a very smart move, and I like it. While Ddraig heading into the most boring room in the game. Alright. Oh, Jaychalke goes into lava too early. The Acid Worm did not charge the block yet. He's going to have to get himself out. Okay, opting to go around rather than spend too much time in the acid. Ooh, getting grabbed. Alright, I think Jaychalke, depending on how he's feeling, might opt to go for intended strats here. Meanwhile, Ddraig makes it out of the most boring room in the game, heading on down to the unknown item, where he will almost certainly be taking a refill. 7 missiles is not nearly enough to deal with our hungry friend Kraid. He's hungry for food. He's hungry for, apparently, missiles. Missiles aren't food, but here we are. We're going to feed him to him anyway. And there it is, unknown item. Looks like a clown wig, is actually space jump. Spoiler alert, but don't worry. I'm sure all of you know what the space jump looks like. Alright, Jaychalke, unfortunately, in a rough spot here, doesn't have any more missiles, and he does not have a long beam, so he can't shoot Acid Worm. He's going to have to shoot the rocks Acid Worm spits to hopefully get some missile drops. But unfortunately, since he doesn't have full health, he's not getting the guaranteed drops, getting just as much energy as he is missiles. This might be enough, and he finishes the fight. Gets 2 missile drops, puts him in slightly better shape. Oh, he didn't go out for that other missile. Interesting choice. Considering he needs 10, I think I would have opted to do that myself, but... Oh, going for the wall jump, not quite getting it. Thankfully, he got the good positioning, but he is not able to capitalize on it. Opting just to kill the enemies with missiles, leaving himself very short on missiles. He's going to have to stop and farm. Alright, Ddraig first to make it to Kraid. Kraid is a big, beefy boy. He needs missiles in his mouth. It's a bit rough, though. You have to get him to open it first. And, oh, Ddraig takes the tumble. Thankfully, until Kraid turns red, this platform is where he wants to be. The trick is to kill Kraid before he can break this platform once he turns red. Unfortunately for Ddraig, he's getting bad positioning, getting the claws, getting the flying, whatever the heck those are, flying croissants. Here we go. Kraid's moving forward. He's got a few moments to finish him off before he breaks the platform. Nope. Ddraig is going to have to finish him off from back here. Couple more missiles should do the job. There we go. Sending Kraid back into the ground. I don't know what's down there, but Kraid does not seem to be happy to returning to it. Alright, Jaychalke opting to take a whole lot of recharge here. I think he's, at this point, opting to get his energy back up to full, rather than worrying about missiles. But as an added side effect, he is in fact getting... Oh, he's actually opting to full refill here. And Ddraig gets the prize inside the Crackerjack box, getting himself a speed booster. Now the movement gets real fun. Speed booster is back in full force, and it has more bells and whistles than ever. The Shine Spark is improved. You can now do it in ball form. And as before, you can retain a run if you Shine Spark into a slope. You'll be seeing a whole lot of that later on. But Ddraig on his way out. Jaychalke getting that diagonal bomb jump in real short order. Very well played. Ddraig did have a bit of a struggle with that earlier, so this is a chance for Jaychalke to... Oh, no! Oh, no! Accidentally jumping back on the rail and falling off into the acid. I'm having flashbacks to Acid Worm Skip right there. But that's all right. That's all right. Thankfully, he does have the magnetic rail. He can make his way back up. And he also remembered he needs to go up here. There's a missile tank with his name on it. Ddraig gets that final energy tank, and he's done with Kraid for now. He gets to sit back and relax while we listen to... we don't listen to. He's kind of silent for now, but don't worry. Our friend Ridley will be louder later. He pretty much has two settings. He has off and take off your headphones. Okay, Jaychalke now just make his way down, tackle the most boring room in the game, and then he will be getting that unknown item and be on his way to Kraid. Alright, now that Ddraig is done with Kraid, he will be on his way to Criteria. Going to get himself some super missiles, an unknown item, and the all-important power grip. Unfortunately, Samus does not have it from the get-go like she does in Fusion, and not to mention in this game, there's actually a vine that blocks your progress through Norfair unless you have power grip, so we have to get it. I mean, we do anyway because this is 100%, but this is the most convenient time to get it. Because otherwise we would probably get it later, and I'm going to be honest, I would not want to do this category if we had to get power grip late in the game. It would be awful. Alright, and with that Jaychalke done... Oh my god, he's got multiple side hoppers waiting to say hello, though. While Ddraig taking the secret passage. Now let's see how he handles this upcoming Shine Spark here. This Shine Spark... Oh, I don't think he's going for it. Normally you set up really close to the edge of that gap if you're trying to, so he's not going for it. There is a Shine Spark you can do here when you get early Charge Beam. Takes you across this room a fair bit faster, offsetting the differences from waiting to get Charge Beam later. But none of that matters now because Ddraig is heading down into Norfair and Jaychalke is ready to face off against Kraid. Okay, apparently I think Jaychalke has forgotten you can actually wall jump off this block instead of bomb jumping up there. Or either that or he's just having a little bit of trouble with the bugs. That could very well be it. There we go. Making it up. And on his way to Kraid. Now Ddraig about to show off here why Charge Beam is so good. In this room it is incredibly useful. Pseudo Screw combined with being able to use charge shots instead of missiles to deal with these... I forgot what they're called again. Not violas, those are the round things. Dang it, I forgot what they're called. Oh well, I'm sure it'll come back to me later or someone in chat will say it. But Ddraig now up in Criteria where he will be getting the unknown item, some missiles, some supers, and the power grip. All right, and Jaychalke now about to face off against Kraid. I hope he's ready. Watch out, he's opened up his third eye. Ooh, Jaychalke opting to use this little platform here to make his height easier as far as getting those first few missiles in. And that was very clean. Very well played from Jaychalke. Playing a little bit slow and steady at first, but that still allowed him to get I want to say like maybe a 2.5 cycle there. But that was very clean. Very well played. All right, Ddraig now going to be setting up for the Shine Spark here, getting the wall jumps and getting the Shine Spark. Just has to make it back across to the right, and good shape. That height should get him all the way where he needs to go. Super missiles. Super missiles are your absolute best friends in this game. Oh, Jaychalke opting to take a refill here. I'm thinking it may have been more for the sake of energy rather than ammo. But on his way out of Kraid, just has to stop and grab that last E-Tank, and he's gone. But here we are, Ddraig going to get himself that power grip. Now Samus can one-handed lift herself up and onto platforms. And I'm not sure what Jaychalke... I think Jaychalke might be thinking he's in any percent. He doesn't actually need to take the Shine Spark here. In any percent, you get the Shine Spark because you don't have the magnetic rails, but yeah, I think Jaychalke accidentally started muscle memorying his way into any percent. Meanwhile, Ddraig having a little bit of trouble both with the infinite bomb jump and the wall jump, so he's just going to go up this room the intended way, making his way up and out thanks to the power grip. All right, both of them making progress, door transitioning at the same time. Not the same transition, but it still looks cool, and we're all about looking cool here. All right, Jaychalke just has to get across this gap. There's that E-Tank. Now he's on his way out, heading also to Criteria. Right as Ddraig gets back into Norfair. Now going to be making his way to the Eastern Norfair now. I think he's taking a little bit of a think here. Maybe trying to make sure he remembers where he's going, what he's trying to do. Completely understandable, because at this point in time, the route can diverge. There is more than one way to clean up East Norfair and get the Ice Beam and the high jump. So he's probably deciding to himself, making sure he remembers which direction he wants to go once he gets into that rightmost vertical room. Meanwhile, Jaychalke has angered the space pirates, and they will turn the ship around, and in fact, they did. So here in a moment, we will be able to tell which path Ddraig is opting to take. Looks like he is going for classic Norfair routing here. Going to go up and grab the Ice Beam right now. This is the way that I believe still most runners opt to do this. Get the Ice Beam now, just do a nice, simple cleanup. The big, I suppose, downside to this route is that it generally requires you to take an extra refill. But Ddraig does not have to worry about that just yet. He gets to make his way all the way to high jump, or perhaps screw attack if he can play it cleanly enough. Alright, now Jaychalke doing his Brinstar climb once again. Alright. Thankfully, not having to do that last section, the shortcut is here. And he's opting to grab the missiles now. It's a little bit faster to grab them later, but if he wants to have a comfortable ammo count, can't argue with just getting them now. Ddraig opting to take the refill in this room. A curious choice. But you know, a big part of this section is comfort. Since we're not getting Various Suit, having as much health as you feel comfortable with for heated rooms is the most important thing. People can say all day, every day, it's 250, it's 150 to get through there. But if you're feeling uncomfortable about making it through with that much energy, you take that refill. Better to finish the run than to die repeatedly trying to do something you're not comfortable doing. And that's a lot of what I'm getting here today, and I'm liking it. Ddraig and Jaychalke playing at their comfort level, determined to finish the race above all else, and I'm here for that. I am 100% here for that. All right, now Ddraig having to run back over here to get himself a nice speed boost going so he can break these floor blocks. Coming up on one of my least favorite heated rooms. He's going to have to shine spark across this room, busting open the door with a super missile first. Just, oops, accidentally shooting with a normal shot instead of a super there. Thankfully, all he has to do now is get the shine spark, but once on the way back, it gets rough. He's going to have to shoot a block near the ceiling and then shine spark close to the ceiling, and it is surprisingly easy to not do it high enough, so we'll see how that goes for him. All right, getting that bomb right where he wants it. Now Jaychalke making it to criteria. About to get himself that unknown item, and then he's going to have to set up for that shine spark to get the super missiles. Uh-oh, looks like Ddraig did not... looks like he missed that missile tank. I looked away for a moment, but I did not hear the fanfare. Thankfully for him, he has not forgotten it, even though it may seem that way. If you miss that missile, it is faster to come back and get it during cleanup when you have gravity suit, screw attack, and space jump. So he will be getting that one later. But right now, getting himself some high jump boots. Now he can jump higher and jump while in Morph Ball. Most likely going to take the refill here. Yes, indeed. And now Jaychalke setting up to get the shine spark. He dropped the wall jump. He can still get it. Oh, barely missing it. Going to have to run back and get that charge again. I'm surprised he's not opting to run all the way to the left. You need a lot more space to get the speed there. Okay, chat confirming what I suspected, that Ddraig did regrettably miss that missile. So you will have to get later on. Now, this part's a bit rough. Jaychalke's having a bit of trouble here. The thing about this room is you need to have your wall jumps on point. If you drop one, then you have a very, very tight window remaining to get it. Oh, no! Jaychalke trying to get the horizontal going back to the right, accidentally shine sparking straight up. He can still get it! He can still get it! Oh, dang it! Just missing it. Ddraig, meanwhile, makes it through those long heated rooms and now just on his way to get screw attack. All right, Jaychalke getting the shine spark. He says to get back to the right, and he gets it. That should carry him all the way to super missiles. Crouching a little bit too soon there. Thankfully, having the presence of mind to use the shine spark to get the super missiles. Good recovery there. It would have been very tragic if he would have had to run all the way back to the left to get the charge again. But now he's ready to go get himself power grip. He's going to have to wall jump his way back across these pillars, while Ddraig, now armed with screw attack, is a lot more dangerous in the air than he used to be. So just going to take care of a few items in lower part of Norfair here, and then on his way to Ridley. Norfair is full of many hidden passageways, and unfortunately a lot of it looks green bubbles. So it is a little bit easy to get disoriented. Thankfully, so far, Ddraig has been making his way through the correct way. No trouble there. Now it's time for the longest heated room for him right here. Meanwhile, Jaychalke is going to be trying to... looks like he's going to be trying to wall jump his way up to get out of this pit. Getting those single wall jumps. Very nicely done. Oh, ooh, Ddraig. Looks like he's been taking some extra dips in the lava. That's why this room is so dangerous. It is not just a long heated room. It is also a room where there's a lot of lava you can fall into if you're not careful. And lava plus heated room equals massive energy loss. Thankfully managing to make it out. I'm sure he's very thankful he took that screw attack refill right now. Thankfully, there's one more heated room, but it is less than 100 energy to get through it. You just basically hold right, shoot, and you're through. Now, he just has to watch out. There's the giant side hopper here. The screw attack will kill it, but it does like to jump before you're ready sometimes. But he makes it through no problem. And here it is, wave beam. And now his shots go through walls. Feels like cheating, but okay, no problem. All right, Jaychalke making his way to the eastern part of... Actually, does it really count as eastern? Do they even have north, south, east, and west on planet Zebes? Do they have magnetic north as we know it? Question of the day, how do you think a compass or something like it would work on planet Zebes? Do you think Zebes has a magnetic north pole? Let us know in the chat. Meanwhile, Jaychalke makes his way up to these missiles. Very well played. Ddraig killing that worm, that larva, no problem. Can he get the 1 cycle? Not quite, but he gets the 2. Quick backup, no trouble. Jaychalke opting to... Is he getting this? Okay, I guess he's assigned to get this first? Alright. It might not, if he was going to be definitely taking the refill, it might not have been a bad idea to do that first, so that way he has more energy. I would have been 100% there for that if he decided to take that as a safety precaution. Thankfully, this game does allow for a whole lot of creativity as far as how you put things together. As long as you have everything by the end of it, it does not matter in which order you do them. Alright, Ddraig trying to take care of Imago Cocoon here. High jump does make Imago Cocoon a little bit easier to deal with, but that does not mean this fight is free. Those vines can be a little bit obnoxious to get to. I think Ddraig might not be remembering he can actually just jump from the bottom platform with high jump and shoot those vines. Oh no! Oh no! Freezing the Ripper just a little bit too low, but finishing off Imago Cocoon. Hitting that Ridley elevator. Now Jaychalke, armed with Ice Beam, making his way back to the vertical Norfair shaft, going to be heading through the heated rooms, going to have to run his heated gauntlet. But he's been playing it very safe with energy, so I'm feeling he's going to have no trouble dealing with those heated rooms. And Ddraig deciding, you know what, maybe this isn't what we should be doing, and leaving Ridley again. That is, of course, because one does not knock on the front door of a villain, one simply just enters through the back, and that's what we're doing here. Ddraig having those much-needed 4 supers. Now, he wants to be careful here. He has to make sure to hit Imago's weak spot with all 4 supers here in a moment. He gets the 4 supers, but he's not going to get enough missiles to finish it off in a 1 round. But he is in a good shape for a 2 round. He just has to get behind him and chase him with the missiles. Good setup, nice crouch. And, oh, barely missing the 2 round. Imago's got to be 1 or 2 missiles away from death here. Looks like Jaychalke might have been trying for refill glitch there, but doesn't quite get it. Taking the refill, though. At Ice Beam, I think Jaychalke is a little bit disoriented. He needs to go to the left. There are items up top he needs to grab, and he cannot get there from this direction. Ddraig now making his way into Ridley proper. He's going to be stopping and killing these owls wherever he can. These owls do have a high chance of dropping super missiles, and he wants as many supers as he can get before Ridley to make that fight quicker. Yeah, I think Jaychalke has forgotten about several items in Upper Norfair here. This is no good. Hopefully he can remember. Hopefully he remembers. At this point, it'll probably be faster for him to go get him during cleanup, but still, I just really hope he remembers. Meanwhile, Ddraig going to be setting up here for one of the cooler tricks in the run. Just like that. The fun-filled journey through the floor, thanks to the Ice Beam. And into the first of the Norfair puzzle rooms. Jaychalke, unfortunately, looks like he dropped the bomb a little bit too low. That's the unfortunate part about this room. You want to drop that bomb high enough to launch you, but not so low that it breaks the floor. That should do it. You just have to remember to. You just have to stay morphed. Stay morphed, Jaychalke. I believe in you. Come on, Jaychalke. Don't drop it close to the edge. It'll break you down again. Yeah, unfortunately, the thing about the bomb blast radius is it does make some things easier, but it makes other things harder. So he just has to drop that bomb high enough to launch him, but he has to stay morphed. He keeps unmorphing. There we go. That's what he needed. Now he just has to use it to drop the bomb against that left wall. Come on, Jaychalke. I know you got this. Just hang left off the bounce. Hang left off the launch. Come on! He's trying to hit the ceiling. He can do this, but it's not... Oh, there we go! There we go! Getting it. Meanwhile, Ddraig, I haven't forgotten about you, friend. I gotcha. He's trying to go for the diagonal Shine Spark here, it looks like. Unfortunately, it is a bit trickier to set up, and the downside is if you miss it, this happens. You have to go all the way back here, 2 rooms over, 4 screen transitions, bad times all around. Oh, and Jaychalke, unfortunately, not getting the Shine Spark near the ceiling. Which means he's going to have to go back for that missile as well in cleanup, just like Ddraig. Which on the plus side means it's going to be a little bit easier for us to figure out who's in the lead. Now, I think Ddraig is probably going to opt to do the horizontal here. There we go. A little bit slower, maybe by a couple of seconds, but a lot more consistent. The diagonal is tricky to set up. But here we are into the next... Ooh, opting to ball spark there, but taking the tumble! Oh god, that's the downside. If you ball spark up there, you have to unmorph quickly. The second puzzle room here, full of a chain of collapsing blocks. There we are. Second tries the charm. That's how the saying goes, right? So far, so good. He just has to grab the delayed wall jump. I'm a fan of that strat. Well played, Ddraig, making it through those collapsing blocks the first time up there. Meanwhile, Jaychalke took that refill, and now he's heading through this long chain of heated rooms. This is always the most worrisome part right here, especially if your bomb jumps are not quite on point. Taking it, I like it. Taking it nice and steady, perfect first try, infinite bomb jump to get up there. Jaychalke's got to be feeling pretty good about that. Opting to use missiles on the side hoppers. Ooh. Usually, if you're going to stop and kill those folks, I know I like to stop and use 2 supers. Just nice and quick, be done with it. Other folks might opt to jump over it. Looks like Jaychalke was just trying to conserve ammo a little bit, although I expect he's probably going to be taking the refill at screw attack, though. 166 energy is a little bit low to be tackling that big, long, heated room with the 2 missile tanks in it. And the rocket rippers. Oh god, they're doing so much damage! He's got to be careful. One more hit will finish him. Okay. Meanwhile, Ddraig, it looks like that was 3rd try jump there. And let me tell you, that jump is not easy. It is a developer-intended 4-frame jump. So it's very tight. And you do only get 1 shot per attempt, otherwise you have to reset the entire room. But Jaychalke has made it to screw attack. Ddraig has gotten those missiles. He's on his way to the rest of Ridley. Not much left to do here. 1 puzzle room and 1 very dangerous room we call the Pillar Room stands between him and the screechy lad we know as Ridley. Oops, Jaychalke taking accidental detour the wrong direction. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Jaychalke just had to reorient himself, but no problem. He knows where he's going. He knows where he's going. Alright, here we are. Ddraig going to be the first to meet up here with the Pillar Room. Oh no! I thought he was going to freeze the enemy, but instead he killed it, so he needed to wall jump, but he didn't quite get the wall jump. Oh, apologies about that. I had to take care of something real quick. But Ddraig getting the backup, Shine sparking his way back up, heading to the final Pillar Room. Jaychalke, meanwhile, making his way to the dangerous, long, heated room. I expect he's probably going to be playing it safe there. There we go. That one's a little bit easy to miss, because the ground does not look different in any way, shape, or form. But Ddraig finishes off his puzzle room, now on his way to fight Ridley, and Jaychalke heading into this heated room. He's playing a little bit slower. The big important thing is, even if you get hit by the enemies, most important thing is not to fall in the lava. Looks like he's trying to farm for a little bit of health, but at this point he just needs to get out of here. Grab that missile tank and get out. He's got the energy to make it. Just has to make it back across these platforms. And he makes it. With 122 energy to spare. This is enough to get him through that final heated room. He's in good shape. Jaychalke should be good to go through the rest of this first visit to Norfair. Ddraig now has the next unknown item. Spoiler alert, it's the gravity suit. And armed with 7 supers, he's ready to take on our friend, our flying friend, our loud friend. Here he comes now, singing you the song of his people. Very popular song there, made it to the top of the charts for many months in a row. Turns out that's what happens when you kill the competition. Never said Ridley was a good sport. And, ooh! Getting 2 super drops off of Ridley. That's pretty good shape there. All he's got to do now is get a few more drops on the way out, and he'll be in really good shape, because at this point, Ddraig just has to do Brinstar cleanup, and he's on his way to Turian. And in Turian, super missiles are king. Jaychalke opting just to use the wave beam there. You can jump and just kind of clip Samus's arm through with a missile, but wait, wave beam is the developer intended strat, very much the way you're supposed to do it. I think Jaychalke has forgotten he has ball jump. Honestly, that's a very easy thing to forget. I forget it half the time too. Oh, gonna have to push the larva back and then drop more bombs, dropping him a little bit too early. There we go. Get out of here. This is no daycare center. Get your larva babies out of here. And with that, Ddraig has completely finished cleaning up Ridley. There is nothing more to do here, thank goodness. But Jaychalke is going to have to go back and get himself a shine charge here. Otherwise, he cannot break through the floor. There we go. This is the best time to get those missiles. And now Jaychalke ready to go take on Imago Cocoon and Imago not Cocoon. Alright, Ddraig now back into Norfair, going to Shine Spark his way up this vertical room. Jaychalke now facing off against Imago Cocoon. That's pretty low for the Ripper there, so yeah, he's going to have to jump to get those vines. Not the easiest way to do it, but you know, sometimes life is all about the challenges you make for yourself. You could do it easy, but where's the fun in that? Give yourself little challenges. Spice up your day. Oh, there we go. That's a nice little replacement here. More challenges. Don't use the diagonal button. But it's all good. Jaychalke now done, on his way down to Ridley. I get the sneaking suspicion he's going to take the elevator back up as well. Because that's the route, you see. And Ddraig back into Brinstar now. Has to do one interesting little ball shine spark here to get a super missile, then go back up to do his cleanup in upper Brinstar. Now Jaychalke, with his 4 super missiles in hand, which is exactly what he needs, going to go face off against Imago, big boy Imago, all growed up, or I suppose Imago Cocoon's older sibling, I don't know. You know, that lore is a little bit too deep. I mean, don't take my word for it. Look at the screen. Look how deeply you have to go to get to the lore. That can't be easy. Alright, Jaychalke. Unfortunately for Jaychalke, he does accidentally run into Imago, so now he's going to have to deal with him diving back and forth across the room. Thankfully, it looks like he hit with all of his supers, so it should not be too many more hits. Actually, he might have Tink supers. This is a very healthy-looking color for Imago here. There we go. That red color is what we want to see. That means Imago is close to meeting his maker. Come on, Jaychalke. So close. Couple more missiles should do it. There we go. And Dunzo. Send that gigantic bug packing. Now Jaychalke can begin Ridley in earnest. Farming them owls, getting them supers, and doing those puzzle rooms. That's what Ridley is truly all about. It's kind of like the meaning of Christmas, except with a lot more crying. Meanwhile, Ddraig showing off his favorite strat for dealing with the bugs. There are many different people. Debate rages on as to which strat is the most effective for manipulating bug RNG. Is it just standing there? Is it dropping many bombs? Is it wall jumping repeatedly? Is it screaming to the high heavens because the bugs will not grab the stupid vine? We may never know. But Ddraig, however, is not going to get very astute, despite the fact that it is one room to the left over here. And that's because the game will give it to us later. Oh no, Jaychalke, meanwhile, unfortunately, has not made it across this gap up top, the invisible gap in the floor. Thankfully, managing to... Oh, dang it, so close! Unfortunately, this is the only time he will be in this room, so he has to get this E-Tank now, and if you fall down, you just gotta bomb jump up. There's no other way to do it. Oh, no. This is always a sad thing to happen in Ridley. But looks like he's got it this time, and he's got it. Jaychalke getting that E-Tank. Now can move forward, get himself some more supers, and take care of that fun-filled ice clip. Meanwhile, Ddraig is almost done with his Brinstar late Brinstar cleanup. And do my eyes and ears deceive me? Is that Eagle?
They do not. Hello.
Hello, Eagle. It's been a while. How have you been?
I'm back from the dead, and I heard you needed someone to replace you soon.
Yes, thank you very much. I was, my friends, I was kind of covering a little bit here. My voice is actually really hurting right now. So,
well, you got to take a break once in a while. You have been commentating a lot.
Yeah, so I will leave you in the very capable hands of Eagle. He knows a lot more about this game than I do. Thank you so much, Eagle.
Oh, I'm one of those washed-up speedrunners you hear mention of once in a while. I'll try my best.
I believe in you.
All right, so before you leave, real quick, can you tell me who the runners are? Because these are new runners, right?
Yeah, Ddraig, I know. I think Jaychalke might have some experience with any percent because I saw him doing some any percent strats earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I actually also do not know too much about their history with this game.
Okay. I was really just stalling for time so I could open up chat in a different window. Let me just real quick look up the leaderboard so I can see how well these people are doing. It's not like we need to judge them or anything, but I always like to get an idea of who is exactly playing, so we can see the history and see how well they're doing comparatively to their own best runs and so on and so forth. All right, so let's see. Jaychalke. See, I don't know if people like regularly update their PBs on speedrun.com anymore or anything, but he has a 2-hour time here, roughly, I think, on 100%. And Ddraig, let's see. Oh, maybe he hasn't submitted. I guess not. At least I can't find it. He might have a different name on speedrun.com. But it looks like he's leading quite a bit over Jaychalke.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jaychalke kind of standing still. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. But if you need to go, it's fine. I'll take over, and I think I have a good grasp on these runners now.
All right. Thank you so much, Eagle. I appreciate it a lot.
Yep.
Perhaps
so have a good one.
Perhaps our time we can co-com. It'd be fun to do that again.
Sure. Just let me know in advance.
Okay.
All right. So we've got Ddraig, made it all the way to Torian. And looks like he's on a pretty decent pace. And Jaychalke is in Ridley and trying his hand on the puzzle rooms, the sort of notorious puzzle rooms. So why are they notorious? Well, at least when I started playing this game, when I got this game back in, did it release in 2004? I think I got it like a year or two later. All these rooms like just went completely past me. I never actually think I found very many of them, and when I did, I had no idea how to solve them. And I mean, the idea is that you need to use all these techniques that speedrunners are pretty intimate with, like shine sparking and so on, to navigate and not fall down. And then usually there's some hidden blocks involved too that you need to shoot with missiles or beams or whatever. And oh, poor Jaychalke, just shine sparking up into the roof there. But yeah, for the one he's doing, he needs to shine spark up and then he needs to navigate the maze without dropping down through one of the many crumple blocks there. And it looks like he's kind of mad at that particular missile. You think if he keeps shooting missiles, it'll just drop down at some point? That'd be a nice feature, wouldn't it? for all those frustrated people like me who couldn't do the puzzle rooms originally. If you fire enough missiles at it, it will just break. And Ddraig is making his way to the Mother Brain room with 5 supers. That's a pretty good amount, because then he can fire a good super into the glass. The glass normally takes 20 missiles, but a super drops that by 5, since it counts for 5 missiles basically. So he's good in terms of getting... Oh no! Oops! I think he fired a super at the red rinker there, so now he might be short on missiles. I think he might just barely be able to make this. Ah yeah, there we go. He's good. Gotta make it out of there. Jaychalke seems to have sort of given up on this room now. He doesn't have enough missiles to make it past that block. So instead he's just kind of, you know, chilling a little on the edge. Wonder if he's going to keep chilling there for the rest of the race. Ddraig having a bit of an issue with the single tile platforms getting out of the escape, and it's so annoying too, because like if you make a wrong jump, you can't exactly go back to the one you just came from because it's broken at that point. I had some fun playing the original Metroid after playing Zero Mission, and I mean. It's an interesting experience for sure, but it's one of those games where, in terms of movement, it's not aged too gracefully, and the final escape in the original Metroid is just like, it's not always the fun platforming experience. But Samus is admittedly a little bit floatier in the original, so it's a strange experience comparatively. But he makes it out. I mean, you have a very generous 2-minute timer for getting out of there, so he's fine. Jaychalke making the wise decision of farming some missiles, so he can actually do the puzzle room. So I talked earlier about how I was washed up, and I stick with that. But sometimes. In the time that I've been washed up, there's been some new strats, and I'm kind of looking forward to see if any of these runners use some of these new strats, because I'm one of those people that like refuse to get with the times, so to speak. I've gotten too old for that. So all these new strats are strats that I don't really do. Wonder what Jaychalke is doing now. If he's going to break the speed blocks, the classic way, if he's just going to continue at this point. Looks like he continues. Okay. So I wonder if he's just kind of given up at this point, or if he's gonna run back for those missiles at some point. Because I guess it does get easier with some of the later upgrades in the game, but it's also a huge detour in terms of getting the items. Ah, he didn't get the spark there. I don't know how far the schedule is behind, unfortunately, since I just jumped in. But if we're just going by Ddraig's time, I'm thinking he'll probably finish in... how much of the game is left? I'm thinking it'll be like another 50 minutes or so for him, maybe? Probably less. Yeah, probably less. I might be overestimating this a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys want to continue and see if Jaychalke actually goes back to Ridley to double check on the... Oh, he's actually going back this time. Okay. Trying to dig into the mind of Jaychalke, seeing what he's planning here. Oh, so here's the... Okay, so Ddraig goes for the somewhat older strat for this room. We got a new one like relatively recently, where we actually get spotted by the tripwire, and then we make 2 pirates kill each other. by like luring them in front of each other, and then they'll try to shoot Samus, but then they'll end up shooting each other. It's actually like a comically. It's like out of a cartoon or something, but it's great because it works and it's a faster strat. Sam, are you here?
Hey Simon.
You here to keep me company?
I am here to keep you company.
We
yes.
can be the two washed up Zero Mission speedrunners talking about the olden days while these whippersnappers are trying to finish the game.
Yeah, trying to use all these fancy newfangled strategies, right?
Yeah, I think you're a little better about using newer strats than me, though.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to not being quite as lazy and old as you are.
For sure. So what do you think Jaychalke is doing right now? You got the stream open?
Yeah, I have the stream open.
Okay,
so,
I don't know if you've been following him for the past 10 minutes or so, but he's kind of been running back and forth a little bit, and really, I think he's having some difficulties with the puzzle rooms there.
My guess is right now he was having a lot of difficulties. He's like, I think I'm going to go take a break and take a leak. That might be what he's going to do.
Oh, that reminds me of an older, I think it was a fusion race or something. And I can't remember what happened, but I think I think it might have been like Herc versus Posmo or something. I think one of them died maybe or something. So I think Herc ended up starting his dinner or something in the middle of the race while waiting for someone else to catch up. I can't remember what it was. Someone might be able to remember that story if we ask around. But it was pretty funny at the time.
Hopefully there are still some good highlights of that. We have a lot of good highlights on Twitch.
We do. That's great.
Yeah, so this puzzle room is not that difficult if you just know how to grab ledges, really.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he's not just grabbing the ledge there.
Yeah, you can shoot missiles upwards while grabbing.
Oh no! Speaking of shooting missiles, there goes his stash again.
Oh no! Oh,
Yeah, I think he's a little frustrated to say the least.
Yeah.
This is like flashbacks of me playing this game, like many years ago, when I couldn't figure out the puzzle rooms.
Yeah, I remember when you first played Hundo because it took you a while, right?
It took me a long while to get into 100%, yes. So I was probably like equally as frustrated with some of the puzzle rooms as he is right now back then. I remember that. He's a relatively new runner, yeah? I seem to recall he was learning it for the tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. I don't think he has been playing too long if he's been
right.
struggling with this quite this much. So
I don't quite read the Discord as much as I used to, but I usually, skim over messages to see if there's anything. I seem to remember reading something of the sort. And it's always nice with new blood, because that's what we love the most about Show Mission, right? New blood.
Yeah, having
it's
new
always
blood.
Interesting seeing some of the new runners get up to the top, and we've got some people that are like getting there, if I recall correctly.
Well, we need somebody to challenge Scotty.
That would be great. It's not going to be me.
No, that's a little sad.
I'm actually kind of surprised I'm still second on any percent, but I guess it's not a super popular category.
I might come back to any percent.
That'd be nice.
But we'll see.
I'm actually like sort of tempted to try to beat Scotty's time in any percent because I don't remember his exact time, but I don't think he was like that far ahead. It was like 10 seconds or something.
9 seconds, yeah, I think.
9 seconds. Okay, yes, that's totally doable, and I think he even played on English.
Yeah, I mean, even beating his in-game time isn't completely impossible.
Impossible?
To beat either.
No, of course not. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this room is so scary. Yeah.
Oh, I would actually get out of that room now, I think. Oh, okay, he's scaling. Oh, no. He's dropping wall jumps.
He's dead.
Oh, no. Aw, did you save?
No! Oh, no! Jaychalke is paused. Is that just me, or is he just paused, crouched? with his timer.
It doesn't look like
too.
he's even like the screen is not moving, right? And I think the his timer stopped too, so I think he might have given up. He's dropping wall jumps.
He's dead. Oh, no. All right. Well.
Did you save?
I guess in another hour and a half of this.
Yeah, maybe. I think also Ddraig opened the stream commentary because now I can hear myself. All right, so this race might be sort of a bust. I guess they might want to reschedule at some point.
Yeah, if I were them, this might be what we should do.
Let's ask if perhaps they want to reschedule at some point, because I think perhaps the stream was already a bit behind.
Yeah,
so
there's
it might be,
no way we have.
It might be worth to reschedule this, or at least do it offline instead. Let's see what our runners are saying. That's really unfortunate, dying in 100% in suitless too, because it's like if you heal there, you actually have so many energy tanks, but it can just go so wrong that final room if you get swamped by pirates.
Yeah, that's the one room where if you fall, it's so hard to recover unless you just go all the way back. But it requires a bit of knowledge.
Sure.
Maybe you can commentate with John and I for the next race. I mean, you were keen on commentating.
Yeah, maybe. When is that? Is that in a moment?
That should be really soon if this one doesn't end up happening.
Oh,
and I would assume that
did you read chat?
No, I've not kept track.
Ddraig said, "I just cracked the left half of my controller by accident and a bit of circuit board."
Oh no!
I mean, I totally get it. I totally get why you would be super frustrated by dying there. I seem to recall you having some really frustrating moments too, Sam, when you played this game.
Yeah, but I've never been so upset that I've broken a controller in this game. I have broken a controller playing Fire Emblem.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've slammed my controller like that's probably many years ago. I don't generally get that angry now, but there's definitely been like sessions where I was like saying bad words on stream. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I've never broken an SP like that. They're really durable, but the newer GameCube controllers, their circuit boards are not as durable as the old ones. So if you just slam them on the floor, they'll break.
Oh, okay. Also, clarification from Ddraig. It was actually before he died that he broke his controller. So props to him for actually continuing with like half a broken controller. That's not going to be easy. All right, so it looks like we're at a standstill here. I'm gonna let them know it's probably not gonna happen. Looks like both runners are kind of just standing still here. But I mean, good try. And if you have a broken controller, good job on making it through suitless, because that's gonna be hard. Let's see. All right. Well, that's certainly, a strange way to end a tournament race here. I think that's the first I've seen of it where both runners had to give up for various reasons. Can't really think of anything similar. I've certainly seen people have to drop out for various reasons, but usually not both, I don't think.
No, the closest I've seen is when one. I think we've had some soft locks in the last Hundo tournament, and then somebody else graciously gave them the rematch because it's pretty volatile.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
But double reset, I've never seen happen. Actually, I have seen 2 players die in one race, and that happened when I raced.
Yeah, I remember that.
Darko,
But you ended up finishing. But to be fair, that was the shorter 80% category. So
yeah, that's true.
you could reasonably restart and not put whatever schedule behind like hours and hours.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting a response from the moderator right now that set up the race. But I'm like 99% sure this is gonna be moving to a different day or something.
So on a completely unrelated topic, what kind of ice cream did you eat?
Oh yeah. So you might be thinking that Sam is super random for asking such a question. But before I had to hop on stream, I grabbed an ice cream because it's hot. I don't know where you guys are right now, but it's hot here, and I'm from the north even, so it shouldn't be that hot, but it is. I had it was simple. What do you call an ice cream on a stick in the US, Sam, or in Canada for that matter?
Oh, that's a good question. You mean like a fudgicle or something?
Yeah, something like that, except it's like chocolate and vanilla.
I mean, that sounds really good, but I don't know the exact name for it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was a little late because I had some corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob. Okay.
It's so good, man. It's fresh. It's in season.
Sam showing his farming roots right there.
Yep.
So you grow corn on the cob?
Oh, well, we don't, but we have it all around here because we are around a bunch of farms, so we can get locally, and it's really good.
Oh, hold on. It looks like we got it. Looks like we got a response. Totally missed that. Yeah, so it looks like we'll be moving over to the next.
Yeah,
but that's I can't believe you broke a controller doing the race. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see you during the next race if Simon wants to join us for that.
I might just join. Who's racing there?
I think it's Whale versus Peach Drink, actually.
Okay, that should be good, right?
Yeah, it should be a fun race, and John and I are going to commentate that one. So.
Oh, you want me to so we'll be 3 of us.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure. Okay. It worked so well last time we did the hard mode thing.
Yeah, we didn't have you for the hard mode. That was unfortunate.
Right. Well, yeah, you did. The hard mode TAS. I commentated on that.
Oh yeah. That one. That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the theory task you did. I was totally there. Okay. I mean, it looks like we'll be switching over right now, so I think we'll just be signing off. But thanks to everyone who watched and stuck with these races. They crashed and burned this time, but they'll come back stronger. And we have another zero mission race on one of the speed gamings, so we'll probably see you there. All right. See ya, Sam.
See you later. I'm gonna shut up.